Jaren Marks had learned 3 essential truths during his 8 months aboard Frontier Station Helix 7. Never drink the recycled coffee after midnight, always check your pressure seals twice, and keep your damn mouth shut around aliens. The third rule mattered most. He'd watched careers evaporate over misplaced compliments, poorly timed laughter, cultural gaps wider than the void outside. So he kept his head down, monitored his linguistic feeds, and pretended the universe wasn't infinitely stranger than his training suggested. The observation gallery was his refuge. Transparent aluminum curved overhead, offering views of the nebula that made Helix 7 worth the diplomatic headaches. He was recalibrating audio pickups when she walked through the concourse below. Ambassador Lyssara, moving like gravity, had made an exception just for her. Those long ears caught the station's thrum, swept back elegant and alien. Jaren's breath hitched. "Now that," he muttered to the empty gallery, "is an absolutely perfect ass." The acoustic panels betrayed him instantly. His words bounced, amplified, crystal clear into the concourse. Conversation stopped. Lyssara's head turned upward, crystalline eyes finding him frozen against the railing. Her expression shifted through surprise into something that looked disturbingly like satisfaction. Jaren's communicator exploded with incoming calls. This was bad. This was career-ending bad. Commander Wells' office smelled like synthetic lavender and impending doom. Jaren sat across from her, watching his career dissolve in real time through the hollow display floating between them. The Silvari delegation hadn't filed a complaint. They'd filed something infinitely worse, a recognition document stamped with seals that shimmered like captured starlight. "Do you understand what you've done?" Wells asked, her voice flat enough to ice over. "You've triggered the Consort's oath. In their culture, public declarations of desire aren't crude, they're binding, sacred." Jaren's laugh came out strangled. "I complimented her, but that's not a marriage proposal. To them it is." Wells tapped the document, and Silvari script scrolled past, each symbol pulsing with bioluminescent ink. "Ambassador Lyssara has 3 cycles to affirm or reject the bond. Either choice reshapes our entire alliance. Congratulations, Lieutenant. You're now a diplomatic crisis." His communicator buzzed. Dr. Tanaka had sent 14 messages, each more excited than the last. The final one read, "You accidentally proposed to alien royalty. Coffee, now." Wells leaned forward. "I need you to retract those words. Claim temporary insanity, neural feedback from the comm systems, anything. We'll draft something suitably apologetic." But Jaren was staring at the recognition document, at Lyssara's signature flowing like liquid silver across the bottom. She'd signed it within an hour of his idiotic comment. That wasn't outrage. That was something else entirely, and it terrified him more than Wells' fury ever could. The neutral garden habitat was supposed to be calming. Earth ferns grew beside Silvari crystal flowers that chimed softly in the recycled air. Jaren felt like he was walking to his execution, except executions were probably less awkward than this. Lyssara waited by the reflection pool, her long ears angled toward him before he'd taken 3 steps. She turned, and up close she was even more unsettling, sharp intelligence behind those crystalline eyes, amusement playing at the corners of her mouth. "Lieutenant Marks, punctual, I appreciate that." "Ambassador," his voice cracked. "Smooth, real smooth. Look, about what I said. Your station commander wants you to claim malfunction. Neural damage, perhaps, temporary psychosis induced by cosmic radiation." She tilted her head. "Will you?" The question hung between them like a live grenade. Jaren thought about Wells' carefully prepared statement, about his career, about the decades of careful diplomacy he could shatter with the wrong words. Then he thought about standing in that gallery, watching Lyssara move through the concourse, and how the words had felt true even if they were monumentally stupid. "No," he said finally. "I mean, I should have kept my mouth shut. But I wouldn't lie about what I meant." Her smile transformed her entire face. "Good, Because Silvari hear intention beneath language. We evolved hunting in crystal caves where echoes revealed truth. Your words that day. She stepped closer. They contained more honesty than years of your diplomatic corps' careful phrases. That's why I signed. Jaren's brain stuttered. You wanted this. I wanted something real. Apparently that required you being an idiot. The assassination attempt happened in Maintenance Tunnel C7, where the lighting was shit and the surveillance cameras had convenient gaps. Two hired thugs with plasma cutters, no insignia, professional enough to be terrifying. Jaren had been heading to requisition more coffee filters, the mundane errand that would have been hilarious on his tombstone. Lyssara's guards materialized from shadows he hadn't known existed. The fight lasted 12 seconds. One attacker went down stunned, the other fled into the station's guts. Jaren sat against the bulkhead, shaking, while the senior guard explained that Ambassador Lyssara had ordered his protection 3 days ago. She knew someone would try this. Jaren managed. She said humans make terrible decisions when threatened, wanted to ensure you'd survive long enough to make yours freely. The guard's long ears twitched with what might have been Silvari amusement. She likes you. We find this baffling. The emergency summit convened 6 hours later. Both delegations packed the council chamber, tension thick enough to cut with a vibro blade. Lord Varro stood immediately, his voice smooth as poison. This attack proves the oath's instability. A human cannot comprehend. The oath's instability. Lyssara's voice cut across the chamber. She rose from her seat, and Jaren had never seen her look dangerous before. Or your ambition's desperation, Varros. Silvari law is clear. Witness desire, freely spoken, creates sacred bond. You cite tradition while hiring killers, which dishonors our people more. She turned to address the full assembly, her words translated through Neuralink feeds that ensured perfect understanding. My people value honesty above perfection. Lieutenant Marks spoke without calculation, without agenda. He saw me and reacted with genuine appreciation. Clumsy, yes, but real. That truth matters more than 1,000 polished diplomatic phrases. Varros tried invoking precedent, ancient restrictions, anything to stop ratification. But Lyssara had done her research, citing older laws he'd forgotten existed, legal frameworks that predated his family's rise. She outmaneuvered him in front of both species representatives, dismantling his objections with surgical precision. Then she did something unprecedented. She looked directly at Jaren in the gallery and asked him to speak. Wells had prepared a statement. Jaren had memorized it during the shuttle ride over, careful words about cultural exchange, mutual respect, diplomatic bridges. All the safe, empty phrases that would preserve his career while meaning absolutely nothing. He stood at the podium and deleted the file from his Neuralink. I'm terrified, he said simply. Of screwing this up, of not understanding enough, of wanting something beautiful and alien and not knowing the right way to ask for it. That gallery moment. I wasn't trying to be diplomatic. I was just honest. Stupidly, inappropriately honest. And apparently that mattered to someone who spends her life drowning in careful lies. The translation systems carried his words through the chamber. Several Silvari representatives leaned forward, their long ears angled toward him with obvious interest. Even Varros looked caught off guard by the raw admission. I can't promise I'll understand everything, Jaren continued. I'll definitely say the wrong thing again, but I won't lie about what I feel or hide behind protocol. If that's enough, if that's what the oath actually means, then I'm in. The vote wasn't even close. The Consort's oath received ratification from both delegations, Varro's faction crumbling once Lyssara's legal arguments stripped away their justifications. Treaties were amended, new protocols established, and Jaren Marks officially became the first human to trigger an accidental alien marriage through terrible impulse control. Later, in the observation gallery where everything started, Lyssara found him staring at the nebula. Your commander is furious, she said. you'll probably never advance beyond lieutenant.